We have no mic on. There we go. Thank you for. Sorry about that, guys. I was talking and have no microphone on as usual. So yeah, we are doing our second interview today with Mr. Pete LaFrance. How are you, Peter? Sitting in your rig.
I am great, thank you.
Good. Now you're number 2 on the interview list, so I'm hoping we're going to get a lot more guys saying yes to my requests. I'm glad you said yes, and it takes a while to get going, but here we are. So, Peter, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where were you born?
Born in Ottawa, Canada.
Yeah.
Live in Elmer right now, which is just across the river, so only like 5-10 minutes away.
Okay, hold on. We're going to show the world where Ottawa is. Hang on. I'm going to show this here. Right screen. There we are. Because I know, I don't know all our friends out there in the internet world know where Ottawa is. And you might be able to see it on the screen that you're watching there. There's Ottawa right around here. We'll zoom in. There's the Great Lakes nicely.
Art is from here too.
Is that right? Art. Which art? Gaston Gay, okay.
And Jeremy is just down the highway in Montreal, which is probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours away.
Okay, so you're living in where are you? You're living in Aylmer, which is basically right across. Oh, I see it right here. I'm going to point to it right here. There's Aylmer right there. Yeah. So, what was it like growing up in Ottawa?
It was pretty good, actually. It's a lot of government people here. So it's a government town for sure.
Yeah, national capital of Canada.
Yeah. So it's a good place to live for sure. A little cold in the winter, but it hasn't been bad this year, that's for sure.
Yeah. You live in a suburb or on a farm or?
No, just in the city.
Yeah.
I'm a city boy. So,
yeah.
There's lots of farm places around here, but for me, I grew up in the city.
Yeah. Brothers and sisters?
Yeah.
Brothers and sisters?
Great place to live, actually.
Oh, yeah? You have brothers and sisters?
Yeah, got one brother and 2 sisters.
Still living in?
Parents passed away a while ago, but sister lives in Elmer as well, and brother lives in BC, and another sister is still in Ottawa.
Now, Aylmer-wise, Aylmer is suburb in Aylmer too, or on a beautiful farm with horses or something?
No, it's I'm in the town, but it's built up a lot in the last little while.
Yeah.
There's building here like crazy because Ottawa, the city part of it is pretty full. So a lot of people are coming over to the Quebec side, but on this side, it's pretty English here. Elmer and the area around, you don't have to go far out, maybe 10 minutes down the road, and then you get to all the farms, the old farms that have been there for years.
Yeah. Aylmer's always been a farming town, right?
Yeah, it's grown a lot in the last. I think I've been here for 22 years now, and it's grown like it's tripled in size since I've been here.
Yeah, and I got to ask the question. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
As condos is the thing now.
Oh, is that right?
Going
yeah.
Up here, left and right.
Now, knowing a little bit about the geopolitics in Canada, why did you move over to the Quebec side? Taxes are different, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it's actually a whole different tax thing over here when you work, because I still work in Ontario.
Oh.
Just the place came up, so the lots here are much, much bigger than you'd get in Ottawa. Unless you go to some of the older places, the lots are probably twice the size here and much cheaper than in Ottawa.
Oh, yeah. So even though you work in Ontario, you're allowed to, you're taxed in Quebec, though?
Yeah, so you actually pay more taxes, but the hydro, there's a lot of things that are cheaper over here.
Oh, cool.
So probably about the same in the long run, but the hydro and that stuff in Ontario is super expensive. Here it's much, much less, but the work taxes and that, when you work that out, you pay a lot more in actual government taxes. But
yeah.
It's a nice place. It's nice and quiet here.
So sounds like you analyzed this. What did you do for a living?
Service manager at a Dodge dealer.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I've been there for, I think, 24 years now.
So that's where you get your knowledge of cars.
Yeah, I've been doing it. Started as a tech, and then was shop foreman, then went to service manager, and probably been doing that for the last, I don't know, 10, 15 years. So been doing it my whole life.
Is that right?
French
Yeah.
anyway.
Same places or move from dealership to dealership?
Well, a couple of dealerships. Was at a GM dealership for a while, but like I say, I've been at this place almost 23, 25 years now, and before that, I was at a GM store for about 7 years, and so yeah, it's been working on cars and doing car stuff for the whole life, pretty much.
Now, when you say tech, is that a fancy name for mechanic or was it a
Yeah,
technical? Yeah, it is. Okay.
we don't call them mechanics
Nobody
anymore.
calls them mechanics, no?
No, they're all technicians now, right?
Is that
Uh,
is that because half of it's electronics now anyway, or what?
you need to be pretty much an engineer to fix some of these things. A lot of it is software-based issues, and that software and wiring and stuff like that. You need to have a head on your shoulders now.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's not the same person that would have done it years ago. Where now you need an education. Before it was probably more for somebody that didn't want to stay in school, wanted to be fix cars, but that the mechanical side of it is just a little part of it now.
How do you learn that,
Uh,
the electronic side? Is that taught
all
in
training
schools?
through
Yeah.
Chrysler, and then the actual to get your license training is very minimal when you go to these places. You get your license, but you're just a basic knowledge of the electrical systems. Once you get to the dealerships, that's when they'll send them on training, and you got to have a knack for it. Like some people have that knack where electronics and the way current flows is just comes easy to them, and those are
Yeah.
the guys that excel, right?
Yeah, so you got to invest a lot into a tech then, I suppose.
Yeah, and they're starting to make some really good money, those guys, because not a lot of people coming into that trade anymore, and it's once you get somebody good, everybody wants them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We know that when we try to get a car fixed. You want to find
Yeah,
a guy that knows what he's doing.
yeah, for sure. They're getting harder to find, and it's
Yeah.
tough, right? You got to buy their own tools, and
Oh, yeah.
you can go and be a carpenter and a plumber and have minimal tools. Maybe you spend $1,000 if you're working for somebody, and you come here, it's 50 grand in tools by the time they're done.
Is
So
that right? Wow. How come you
yeah,
make them buy? How come they have to buy their own tools instead of being
just
supplied?
it's always been that way. Some newer stores, when they build new dealerships now, they're supplying toolboxes
Yeah, yeah,
and some tools, but that's something new that's happened in probably the last 5 years or so, where when they're building new dealerships to attract these people, they're all built in toolboxes, so you don't have 20, 30 toolboxes that are all different sizes, and
yeah.
so that's the new way they're going now.
But they still have to buy their own tools.
Well, there's always going to be stuff that they need, like there's whatever they do as a specialty that's special to that. So
Yeah.
it'd be pretty hard to tailor a toolbox for everything, right?
Uh huh. Uh-huh. Oh, that's cool. Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Family business. What about your dad and mom? What did they do for a living? Just the last little piece of your personal stuff, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no, they've been, mom and dad, they passed away probably almost 15, 20 years ago. When they had me, my dad was 65.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, yeah. So I think that was maybe by accident.
Well, let's not get into too personal stuff now. We don't want to get into family history or anything like that. But what did he do for a living? What was his family? What was the family business?
He worked for Gulf Oil back when that was around,
Oh,
and then he was a commissioner after that. And my mom worked for the government.
commissionaire. Like that's what does a commissionaire do? I've forgotten now.
I guess if you were in the military, that would be like usually what they are is security for some of the government buildings.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Did I hear a rumor that you might have been in the military in your younger life too?
No,
Oh,
not
that was
me.
somebody
No.
else. Oh, somebody else. Jeremy was mentioning somebody who was in the military. I'll keep a secret which the military it was, because it's actually kind of interesting. I have to ask him what it is. You want to interview the guy. So let's get on to other things. You're sitting in your rig. Isn't that nice? Oh, I'm going to drop something up on the screen that looks interesting. Let me find it first here. I can't see under my screen here.
Ending joy of having a sim rig.
Well, I was going to do this first. There's the new livery. You changed liveries. I don't know if you see it on the screen just yet.
I did, yeah. Wanted something different for this season. I was going to change the car, but then I don't know. I just like the BMW.
Do you?
Anything else, and I'm really off the pace, and I just like the way this car drives.
There's no Dodges in the grid. That's why.
Yeah, I know. If there was, I'd maybe driving one, but they don't have anything there.
Well, you know, you know from my streams, I'm sure I'm a BMW guy. That was what I meant to ask you, just for fun. I bought a BMW electric vehicle. There's going to be some big changes in your industry coming soon. You're going to have to hire some very fancy techs for that.
Yeah, they're all being trained now. Right now, we probably have about 4 that do it, but in the next 2 years, there'll be a massive push to be able to work on these cars, and that'll be a total change for sure.
Give Dodge a little commercial. Did I hear they're coming out with a hot? What's the name of it? I just saw an ad for it.
Well, they're coming.
Full
pretty
EV.
much all their line will be electric soon. The Hornet's going to be.
The Hornet. That's the one I heard.
That should be out soon. They have hybrids now. I drive one now, actually.
Do you? Yeah. Do they have a plug-in hybrid too, or just hybrids?
Yeah. No, this one I'm driving now is Grand Cherokee, and it's a plug-in.
Ah, cool. What do you get?
Technology not quite there. It'll only get like probably 50, 60 kilometers.
Kilometers, yeah. Yeah, I'm in the market for a SUV with about, I'd love to get about 100. That'd be nice.
Yeah, not quite there yet, especially with all the options these things have, and it's not a small car either, right?
No, I know. I agree. I'm just getting set up here to show everybody your rig. I'm gonna move my little screen over here so I can see the button.
Good looking car though.
Yeah. Well, I'm a BMW guy. I changed to the Ferrari because. Oops. That didn't work out. I changed to the Ferrari because. No pace on the BMW really. I'm actually driving the BMW in the other series there, the CMS series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had BMWs all my life. Okay, here we go. There is the famous LaFrance rig that you're sealing in right now. Tell us about it a little bit. Oop, no, I did change it over. There you go. Lots of button boxes.
Yeah, almost too much.
Yeah.
But lots of information. It's few cameras up there. The streaming part is coming along.
Yeah.
Went to a direct drive wheel a little while ago, and that was probably one of the best moves that I made. So if you could do it all over again, that's where I probably would have started.
Yeah.
You know?
Looks like you even got a fan. You got a fan there too? That red thing next to your wheel. Oh my God, you're really all the way in there, aren't you?
It gets pretty warm in here, so yeah. Come along. There's always something to click on it, but it's getting close.
Yeah, I see you've got a sim hub there just above the wheel too. That's nice.
Yeah.
Your dashboard.
Yeah.
And when would you go triples?
Oh, probably almost probably a couple of years ago. I just changed the screens now because they were 1080 screens by 60 hertz, and I moved to 1440 screens at 140. Mind you, I can't get 140. Usually it taps out around 100, but a big difference in the screens. But I often thought of going to an ultra wide, but just you can see so much with these that I just don't know if I'd like to go back to a single screen.
And you got it really close to yourself. You got really close to your wheel too, right?
Yeah, it's probably about 24, 25 inches. I changed everything around a little while ago, and I'm just not sure if it's too close now or
Yeah. I wonder. I've never heard anybody say what the distance. You know, you can do the field of views there, but I'm not sure what people say you should have it. How close you should have it. Yeah.
it's probably on the close side, but I like it though. Because you can really, probably the tips of the screens are
Yeah.
off to the side, so I
Uh
think it's fairly close to where it should be. 25. I think before I had it around 28
Field of view.
with the
Yeah.
curved monitor, but
Mm-hmm.
these are flat monitors now. And a
Cool.
big difference if I change to these. I don't know if the refresh rate is helping, but it's really cornering and stuff has gotten a lot better since. I think refresh probably has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Just seeing things a little quicker than you would at when you're struggling to get 60 hertz instead of like 100.
Yeah. What's your graphics card?
It's a 30 or 4070.
Okay. Oh.
So I could probably use more, but those cards are so big now, I'd have to change the whole computer.
Oh my God, you're kidding, yeah, yeah. Mine, no. When I built my machine, it just fit like with 2 millimeters to go. Didn't realize I had to worry that much about it for my case.
Yeah.
There's your
So
second.
it's an i7 10000 series. So for now, it's okay.
Good, yeah. You can spend all your life chasing a video card.
Yeah, no matter what you do, there's always another one around the corner, or you're always going to need something. But for now, it works out good. So.
All right, now I've got the second picture of your It looks like you've taken over your basement rumpus room there because there's a fireplace and 2 rigs. How come there's 2 rigs?
Well, that's one. That was my first one there before I went to an all like aluminum bodied one.
Yeah.
And that was the first one. So I had that. I figured maybe the wife was going to use it, and so I'd set it up for her, but she really never got around. That's not her thing.
No, I can't get my wife to try driving either.
Yeah, she tried it a couple of times, but it's just not for her. So I sold that one a little while ago.
Oh, you don't have that one now?
No, that one is gone. Probably a couple of months ago. I
Oh,
sold it,
okay.
and,
That's
it
good.
was just doing nothing, right? So I figured and sold it to a younger kid. So he was pretty happy. He was pretty thrilled to get that. So that was pretty nice to see too.
Well, that's
To it.
yeah, that's the one advantage that I keep telling my wife when I buy something new. Oh, it's got a resale value. People want this stuff. You don't have to throw it away. Which leads
I
me.
never sold the screens though, so it's not.
Oh no.
When I got abundance of screens,
Yeah, those are not worth much. Yeah.
they're not. So, what are you going to do? In that picture there, that's the older 32 curved monitors,
Oh yeah.
which I still have, but the problem there was the hertz. I didn't like so.
I'll ask the question that I usually leave till the end. When you buy something new, do you tell your wife that you're buying a new piece of equipment before or after? Before or after you order it?
Usually I'll order, then I'll say that it's much cheaper than it is. I'll sell the piece that it's replacing, and they don't necessarily all work out that way.
But it is nice that we can. It is nice that we can sell this stuff, though, isn't it?
It is like when I replaced the video card, I sold the old one. The old rig sold that, so there is stuff that you can. Once you upgrade, you can get rid of the old stuff, and it makes somebody else happy. So
Yeah, you
you
get.
get a little bit of money back. So
Yeah, exactly. That's
it
kind of neat.
helps a bit for sure.
So what?
It seems to be never ending of what they get.
Yeah. We could always chasing something. What kind of pedals? I always ask about the pedals because that's the most important thing. What kind of pedals have you got?
Yeah, these are the Sim Magic P2000s. They're hydraulic pedals,
Wow,
and
nice.
they have the Sim Magic haptics on them now, so they're pretty nice pedals.
Yeah.
I run a pretty firm pedal for the brake. It takes quite a bit of force to put down this brake pedal, and it's a hydraulic cylinder on the throttle.
On the throttle too is hydraulic. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, the other one, the brake pedal uses the master cylinder, but the other one is just a hydraulic cylinder,
Oh, okay.
dampener almost.
Uh huh.
But really all you need for the throttle, but they're nice pedals though. And they got the haptics on them that they released a little while ago, which really makes a big difference.
Well, I
And
know.
then you,
Yeah, yeah. Where are you in the standings? Because I've noticed that between last year and this year, or the year before last, you got quite a bit more pace. How come?
I don't know. I think, like I say, I think putting a little more time in, and it seemed the big change was the screens. Honestly, once I changed to these screens, it seems like my pace, because straight pace was always okay. It's into the corners, so it seems like I can break a little later and get into the corners. Seems a little cleaner, so it seems to have made the biggest change in the last little while, and more relaxing. I found I was really tense when I was racing. You know, grabbing the steering wheel and fighting the car.
Oh
And
yeah,
I've learned to
were you part of that?
relax.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Were you part of that discussion yesterday before the race, before the demolition derby? I'm calling it now. Were you part of that discussion about grips and people having sore shoulders and stuff? And we talked about just relaxing on your arms and stuff.
Uh, I wasn't, but that's what I really focused on probably like the last couple of months is, just constantly thinking to relax, and instead of grabbing the steering wheel, just rest your hands on it and, go with the flow. And it seems to have made a huge difference.
Yeah,
Constantly got to think about not doing that, not, fighting it. And
tensing
ever
up.
since I started doing that, it's been a big change.
Well, that's great. That's a great observation because I'm thinking the same thing myself because I wore out a pair of gloves. My right hand thumb is worn out already. Some racing gloves my kids got me, so I'm saying, oh, this is not good. And somebody was saying last night it was just like golf. I mean, golf. It was Frank Tennant saying, it's just like golf. If you squeeze the golf club, you ain't gonna do well.
Yeah, like that's I think a big thing is just trying to relax when you're driving and not fight the car all the time. And it seems like it's because I'd always start off good, but a little while into the race, I would tend, whether it's getting tired and then I think that was because forcing so much. So now that you can relax a little bit, you can do the whole race, and it's not, you know, uh, much easier on the body.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I've got some shoulder problems there, or trap problems. I think that's what it is. I'm saying, oh, and that was because of my softball games. I don't think so. I think it's because I've been racing more and just tensed up, and now it's like affecting my back. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
don't. I'm starting to think just to continue that conversation to put my thumbs on top of the wheel instead of grabbing it, and that seems to
Yeah,
help a little
right
bit.
now I just rest my hands on it, and,
Yeah, that's
it seems
exactly what
to,
I'm trying to do. Yeah, good, 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 good thought.
but you're constantly having to think about it though, and stop
Yes.
grabbing it. It seems to always want to go back to that way.
Is that right? Yeah. What about your? You didn't get faster. How long have you had your hydraulic brake?
I've had those for oh geez, no, it's been a couple of years now. I've had pretty much most of the equipment that here,
Yeah.
like the steering wheel, the direct drive, the pedals, for the last probably year and a half, two
Okay.
years.
Yeah, you've definitely gotten faster, buddy. You've definitely gotten faster. You're up there.
Yeah, it was a good. It was first place, dropped down to second now. I think as long as nothing changes there, and hopefully the next race have a better one than this last one. But yeah, the pace is starting to pick
Oh
up.
yeah, you're
And
you're in second in silver, aren't you? Yeah, that's cool. Cool.
I was in first, but it wasn't a great race yesterday. So
Due to no fault of your own.
no, and it really felt good. I had a good flow going, and would have been, but hey, that's what the way it happens, right?
Yeah, that's right. So how
What are
long?
you gonna do?
What got you into? Well, since you have a car background, what got you into sim racing, and how long have you been at it?
Over COVID, when I was off work for a while, because I've had a kidney transplant. So
Oh,
during COVID, I wasn't able to be around anybody, so I was here and I was starting to get bored, and got an Xbox and played with the controller. Next thing was getting a steering wheel, and then then it was down here on a desk, and then the whole thing just blew up from there.
That's exactly how, yeah, that's exactly how I got back into it. And I was always disappointed in the years gone by about, I always tried Xbox racing and buying those cheap wheels and all that, and the technology was so terrible. I just gave up. This is stupid. But I went back to the Xbox and invested in a little cheap Thrustmaster wheel and said, holy crap, this stuff is good. And when I found ACC, holy shit, that was great.
That's exactly. And then, raced for a while, didn't really want to race in leagues. And then I don't know how I came to find, probably was on Facebook, eSeniors. And that's probably going back, 4 years, 5 years now. And it just exploded from then, from that first rig and, a little better Thrustmaster. That's why I wish at the start of it, if I would have just went this way from the start, could have saved, probably saved a lot of money than the
and time.
deals that it went.
And time, yeah. That's what I tell people: invest in as much as you can afford, because if you're going to do it, you're going to do it. Stay with Xbox as long as you can. And once you're hooked, might as well invest as much money as you can.
Yeah. Once the Xbox was gone, then it was the PC, and there you go.
I forgot to ask you how old you are. You're still working, by the way, right?
I am.
Yeah.
58 now.
58. Oh, young buck. I'm 68.
Yeah, young buck. So I'll still be working for a little while.
I knew you were young. I could tell by the way you race. Reaction time.
Some days it doesn't feel that way, but on the most part, it's still pretty good.
Liver transplant's going good. Not liver, but the kidney transplant's going good.
Yeah, that's been, I think, 24 years now.
Oh, wow. Oh, you mean so you still have to worry about catching stuff even if you've had it for that long?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You still got to take the rejection pills, and that was took 3 of them to get a good one.
Oh yeah, to find the right prescription, so to speak.
Got a lot better than the first one. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worked perfectly from day one, and you say almost 24 years ago.
Good. All right. Well, that was great. Anything else you want to tell the community?
No, I think I think we had a good conversation. I love this sim racing. Some days I want to do it all day long, but we still got to work.
Yeah. By the way, once you retire, you're still going to be way busier than you think you're going to be.
Yeah, no doubt.
You still won't have enough time for sim racing.
Something else will take over.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. All right. Well, thanks for the conversation. I hope everybody enjoyed it. And you guys out there in eSeniors land, wait for the next one. Thanks a lot, Peter. It was great talking to you this morning.
Thanks, Mike.
Okay.
Have a great day.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Take care, guys.
Okay, we're off now. Oh, we're not off, but we're off. We're not off volume.